Okay, so we are going to just get into it. So, regulating your nervous system. I am still learning, I will never say that I've arrived and, I am perfect, but I have learned what causes my nervous system to go haywire, or even to be off keel or not feel quite right. So what I started to do is I started to track it. I started to see and pay attention to what makes me go, ah. That's the only thing I can explain. It's like, ah, it's like a feeling. And it's just like, you're just like, you brace for impact. And I feel like that's when your nervous system is like, this isn't right, or this, I can't handle this, or it shows you what needs to, for me, it shows me what needs to be cleared. Like that craving validation loop. I'm telling you, I kept having it and having it. I have it a lot less than I did before. But that and the divine delay loop, Jesus Christmas. But anyway, I digress. So I have watched others because that's how a scientist learns. I can't be my own test subject. So I watch others on how like they flow through life and stuff and I have a bunch of people to watch and run theories on because I deal with a lot of people all day. So I watch them and there's a couple of them that I'm watching. This one person in particular, I'm like, damn, you keep yourself in a perpetual state of panic. You understand? And they swell when they're like a puffer fish. When they're not okay, they swell up. Or when they're stressed out, they swell. So for me, I'm watching them and I'm just like, do you realize you keep yourself in a state of panic? Because they know they have a certain amount of time to do a certain amount of things. They understand the process, they understand the plan, the process, and the protocol. They understand all that stuff, right? But then they don't give themselves enough time to actually execute the plan. They either wake up late, they don't, or they take breaks and stuff, and it's like they don't do what is required for them to have that whole thing flow like water. They don't. And I was sitting here and I'm always sitting and talking and thinking. I was sitting here and I was just talking to my team and I was just like, yo, what the hell? What is going on with this person? And then they're like, they're not quite running this program anymore, but they're running this script. There's a script that they're running, and the only person that can clear it is them. And they can clear it by clearing the trapped emotion or whatever energy or curse, vibration, clusterfuck, whatever's in there. They can remove that first. That's the first step. The first step is removing whatever's in there that's causing it. And then the second step is they have to execute the plan with enough time. It's kind of like watching someone play a video game or play a game that's timed. I play a lot of timed games. I prefer the ones that I don't have a time limit or I don't have a set number of credits or turns, because you get to mess up as much as you want to. You get to mess up as much as you want to. You get to retry different steps. You get to really get in there and figure out what will work and what won't work, right? But on those time video games, I find myself being like, oh my God, I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. And it's like, it's a running script for me. People be like, oh my God, it sounds terrible. Why do you do that to yourself? I do that because I'm a leader. I have to be able to make decisions. I have to be able to be trained to make decisions real quick. I have to, I am an empress in my own empire. I have to be able to make decisions. I have to be able to know you only have a certain amount of time to fuck up, Keisha, and then if the whole thing restarts. It's kind of like that's what I've been training myself for. You know, actually, I think my spirits have been training me. I really don't think I signed up for this thing, but they keep telling me I signed up for this. But I digress. But yeah, not sure I did. But yeah, so anyway, so I'm watching this person and lovable person, adorable person. But then when they get into that and their nervous system starts to act sketchy, they're not a good, they're not a good, they're not, it's not to say they're not a good person because they're always a good person at their core. They don't make the right choices. They don't. They don't make the right choices because most of the choices that they make is out of desperation, and it also affects their communication. You being in desperation to get something done, to meet a deadline that you're not timely prepared for, your communication is going to be terrible. Your communication style is going to be terrible. People tell me or ask me, you're usually very on time and structured. I was like, first of all, I'm a scheduler by trade. This is what I do. I take high profile people and keep them on a schedule and keep them on a track on what, and then not only them, I have to manage the people in their orbit, the scheduling people in their orbit to make sure that they do what they're supposed to do and be on time so that person can be on time. It's a lot of moving parts. So I've learned to do it as an ESP, executive service professional. I've learned to do it in a way that I can manage multiple peoples at the same time. And I can teach you how to do it. You know, so it's like when people are like, well, you very structured. I'm like, yeah, because it helps my communication. If I'm not structured and I'm burnt out and I haven't, figured out what I'm supposed to be doing and what's supposed to happen, all this other stuff. If I do that, my communication is going to be terrible. My communication is going to be absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. It's going to be terrible. So it's because I'm going to be rushed. I'm going to be anxious. I'm going to be impatient. I'm going to be scared. There's going to be so much things. And my nervous system is just like, brr, 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 brr. You got that monkey in your nervous system just going nuts. You understand? And you cannot be in a perpetual state of panic and expect your life to run smoothly. It's not going to. I have challenges in my life. Don't get it wrong. I have challenges in my life. I have things that I have to overcome. I have the divine timing that is kicking my ass. You understand? I have a lot of things and a lot of people to be responsible for, but only those that are on my assignment. But I have heavy hitters as my assignment. So it's like, for me, I have to have a regulated nervous system. I cannot afford to have a nervous system that's like this. I've had that and it did not work for me. I almost ended up in a hospital because of it. I did end up in a hospital a couple of times because of stuff like that. And it was not fun. And I didn't realize what it was until I got to this part of the journey. And I realized, oh, you are fucking yourself up from the inside out. You understand? You have to figure out a way to regulate this shit, whatever, like your heart center, this is right here. But there's something that's connected to the heart center that's here that kind of radiates to the back of your neck when it is like, what the fuck is this? And it's like, I don't know about you, but this is me. This is what happens to me. So it's like, it's like all in here. And I'm just like, oh, and I start to lock up. And then when I lock up, I used to start firing off just weird ass, I wasn't a good leader. I wasn't a good leader. I was fucking freaked half the time. So me being freaked out half the time didn't help, because then it's like, who are you helping? You're screaming at everybody. You're screaming at everybody and you're wrong. You're screaming at everybody and you're late. You're screaming at everybody and You didn't give anyone any kind of direction as into what they're supposed to be doing. So it's just like, you gotta be able to understand that when you're late, it's your fault. Whatever happens after that, that's on you. Because as the leader, it's on you, because you were supposed to be on time. You were supposed to give yourself enough time for the whole atmosphere and ecosystem to work. But if you don't give yourself enough time, and you're doing stuff, or you say that you're going to do stuff and you don't do it, that type of thing, you got to stop doing that. You have to stop doing that. And that's for someone specific. You have to stop doing that. If you say you're going to do this and you don't do that, that's not good leadership. You are running a script of people can't depend on me. Better yet, you're running a script that I can't depend on myself. I can't depend on myself. I can't even depend on myself to do what I said I'm going to do. I said I'm going to do this, but I just don't do it. And then don't get it twisted. Don't think that your nervous system's like, oh, well, it's fine. That's not how your nervous system is saying. Your nervous system, your body, your brain, every part of you is a living thing. So if you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you're disappointing yourself first. You're disappointing yourself first, because yourself had it every inkling and every want to do what you said you wanted to do. But the fact that you didn't do it, you're letting yourself down. You're not letting everybody else down first. You're letting yourself down first. That's why it feels so bad when the person that you said you were going to do something for, or the person that you told you were going to do something, when that person comes and is like, yo, I thought you said you were going to do this. What happened? It feels like shit. Why? Because you said you were going to do something and you already let yourself down. Now you have evidence from someone else that you let yourself down and you didn't live up to the responsibility that you said that you were going to be. And you internalize that gets internalized. And the more you do it, the more clusterfucks you're putting in your body, the more bombs you're putting in your body, the more, traps, tricks, emotions, the more codes you're writing in your nervous system. You are writing these codes. We are writing codes every single minute of the day. Every single minute of the day, we're writing a code. Right now, I'm writing the code that I am a transformational speaker. I am whatever. I'm figuring out what I am. You understand? So I make videos. That's what I do. I make videos where my team is like, yeah, you need to make that video. Or I'm sitting there talking and they're like, yeah, you need to make that video. That's a code that I'm writing in my system. My body's starting to turn towards it. My hair, my skin, everything's starting to turn towards that code that I'm writing. I'm a healer. I'm writing that script, that code. You understand? I'm pitching my podcast network in the supermarket. I met a girl named Helen. Helen, if you watching, shout out to Helen. She was so sweet. So we gonna make some artichoke. It is called artichoke stuffing balls. Boys, stop laughing. Artichoke stuffing balls. So they want to make that. I kind of want to make mine into a cup. We got to killify it. So that's for another day. But yeah, these are the codes that I'm writing. I'm writing these scripts, writing these codes. This is coding. This is literally coding. All my techies out there, this is literally coding. You are just coding yourself instead of trying to get to the outside people. You can't make your team or your people you're in charge and change until you are a good leader and you change yourself. All right. That's all I got for you guys today. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting my videos. We are 316 on YouTube. So I'm so excited. 316 on YouTube and we are 91 on TikTok. So I'm excited. And we are 56 on Instagram and 136 on Facebook. We also on Spotify, so which sends out to everything. And we only got 4. I'm not really into Spotify, but we might start again. I love you guys. Stay blessed. Deuces. And I'm out. Bye, guys.